AJ Styles, and you're watching BrettO.
Welcome everybody to the Week in Review, episode 182. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown of that certain week in WWE. And we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, I believe. And wow, I knew this was going to be a good show, but damn, this was a really good show, dude. Stay tuned for the ranking out of 5 at the end of the talk about Raw, and then we're going to jump into SmackDown, of course. But Raw was really good. I only didn't like 2 things on the show. That's it, 2 things. Everything else was amazing. So without ado, let's get to it and jump into Monday Night Raw. The Bloodline opened the show. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, the entire Bloodline, and Sami Zayn. How could I forget about the honorees? They all came out, and they were on Monday Night Raw, and they opened the show. Roman Reigns started with his classic line, acknowledge me, acknowledge me, Barclays Center, acknowledge me, Brooklyn, New York, and they did. But then Jey Uso started becoming a little annoyance again as they brought that up, and then Roman Reigns was about to take care of business, but then Sami Zayn is like, wait, I thought you told me that this is my problem now. Jey Uso is my problem. So Sami Zayn steps in. He tries to calm the situation. He did a pretty good job until Riddle got involved. Riddle came out. He interrupted the Bloodline segment, which I don't recommend doing unless you want to get your butt whooped by the Bloodline. He interrupts the Bloodline, and then Jay's like, oh, he's talking crap about you, Sami Zayn. Why don't you challenge him to a match? So Sami Zayn's like, yeah, I like that. So me and Riddle in the main event of the show, and I will talk about the main event. But as far as the opening promo, I loved it. It was great. The Bloodline interacting with Riddle, I thought it was hysterical, man. Moving over here, it was Johnny Gargano going up against Austin Theory in what I believe was the culmination of the rivalry. Maybe. It's possible this could continue. But as far as the match, I really enjoyed it. It was back and forth action between these two. I loved the pace. I loved the moves. In the end, we did see Johnny Gargano hit that over-the-top rope DDT that he does. He spiked Austin Theory, bro. It was absolutely awesome. He took him out. He pinned him 1, 2, 3. No distractions, no cheats from anybody. And I loved it. Gargano with a clean victory, and I really thought that was awesome. I'm interested to see what Gargano's going to do after this, as well as Austin Theory. I'm also interested to see what he is going to do. Moving over here, it was Chad Gable going up against Rey Mysterio. One-on-one singles action between these two. It was a pretty decent match for what it was. I did enjoy it. Otis tried to get involved in the end, and he ended up getting a face full of steel post, and then Rey Mysterio was able to hit the 619 and then drop the dime on Chad Gable, or Master Gable, I should say, and he was able to pick up the victory over Master Gable. So Rey Mysterio with a victory. Pretty cool. Until Judgment Day came out. Dominic mainly, he distracted Rey Mysterio, and then all of Judgment Day came out, and they attacked Rey Mysterio. They took him out. Dominic hit a 619 on his own father. He was begging Rey Mysterio for him to hit him, but Rey Mysterio just could not put a hand on his own son, Dominic. He just couldn't. He's too much of a good guy. He couldn't do it. So they beat up Rey Mysterio, got him out of the equation, went to commercial break, came back, and Judgment Day's still in the ring. They got their microphones. I'm like, oh my God, AJ Styles. Oh my God. So AJ Styles interrupts, and then AJ comes out, and he kind of tricks Finn Balor. He's like, hey Finn, I've came to my moment of realization. I need to join the Judgment Day. You are my good brother. And he's like, I wasn't talking about you. And then the real Good Brothers come out. Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, or Luke Gallows. They came out, and oh my gosh, it was good to see their faces on a WWE screen again. Literally, so happy they're back in WWE. The last time I saw them, they were in AEW. I don't watch any of the other brands. I only watch AEW and WWE. So the last time I saw them, they were in AEW. So it's pretty cool to see them here in WWE supporting AJ Styles. It ended up in an all-out brawl. They came out, they took out Judgment Day, sent him out of the ring. They gained the ring with AJ Styles. So AJ Styles finally has some backup. They did a massive 2-sweet in the end, and I freaking loved it. Me and my one buddy from work called this. We're like, oh yeah, they're good. Good Brothers are coming back to back up AJ Styles, and they did just that. Look at that sight. Oh my gosh. So freaking awesome, bro. I loved it. Moving over here, it was Candice LeRae going up against Bayley in a one-on-one match, and the match was, it was just okay. This was actually one of the really weak points of the show, in my opinion. This and the next thing I'm going to talk about. But yeah, it was pretty crazy to see Candice LeRae pin Bayley. Candice LeRae pinned Bayley. She hit her with she didn't really do a finishing maneuver. She sort of just did a pinning combination and just pinned Bayley. And I'm like, oh my God, Candice LeRae just beat Bayley. So that was pretty awesome. But then they all ran in. Dakota Kai, Io Sky, they both ran in and they attacked Candice LeRae 3-on-1. Bianca Belair tries to come out to help out Candice LeRae, but it doesn't really work out too well. And they just beat up on Bianca and Candice LeRae in the center of the ring. Bayley doesn't really hold up the Raw Women's Championship, so I don't know if she still wants to contend for it, or if they're going to continue this Bianca and Bayley championship rivalry, which I'm assuming they are. But as far as this goes, I did enjoy Candice winning, but as far as this entire thing in a whole, it was just okay. Moving over here, it was Omos going up against two local guys in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and it sucked, and I can't stand Omos, as you guys know, and I'm tired of these freaking jobber matches. These freaking it's boring. These enhancement matches are just lame. The only thing new, MVP was wearing a hat, which I found kind of odd because he never wears hats. But anyways, moving over here, it was the birthday celebration that Maurice planned out for The Miz. Yes, that is the brand new suited Miz Basic. Throw some glasses on him, give him a microphone. That is a sick freaking Basic. Look at how real it looks. So Maurice and him were out there celebrating. Maurice gifted him 2 gigantic exercise balls to replicate his actual balls, which I found kind of odd. But then Dexter Lumis was under one of the presents that the Miz was about to open, and then Dexter Lumis was under the table. He comes out, he pops the balls, just ruins the party basically. Miz's wife goes into a cake, and then Miz hightails and runs away and leaves Maurice in the ring, all alone with this psychopath, which I found so freaking insane. But then Miz approached DX later in the show, and he's like, how do I solve this? And he's like, next week, how about, I think Sean Waltman told him, he's like, next week, just go up against him, and then if you win, no more Dexter Lumis. But if Dexter Lumis wins, then more Dexter Lumis, I guess. But yeah, I am excited for this to end. I'm excited to see Dexter Lumis finally in the ring in an actual match against The Miz. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Not bad at all. Moving over here, it was Bobby Lashley supposed to go up against Seth freaking Rollins for the United States Championship, but then Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar, out of nowhere, comes out and he attacks Bobby Lashley. I couldn't believe it. He attacked him, suplexes. Boom, finishers. He took him out, and then he was gone. And I'm like, oh my God, is Seth versus Bobby still going to happen? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Seth Rollins comes out, and he demands a championship match. He's like, Soldier, where are you going? And then Bobby's like, oh my God, I have to fight this. But then Bobby ends up losing to Seth Rollins. Oh my gosh. So we have a new United States champion in Seth freaking Rollins. And I'm so excited about it. He hasn't held a title in such a long time. I'm so excited for Seth Rollins to have another title run, bring some more prestige to that United States title. I did enjoy Bobby's title reign, but I'm interested to see what Seth is going to do. And also, we're getting Brock versus Bobby? Oh my gosh, I'm excited. More than likely at the Crown Jewel, I would assume. This is a match that everybody's wanted for such a long time, and we're finally getting it. Look at that. Bobby Lashley literally off the ground. Cannot wait for that match. It's going to be awesome. Then moving over here is the main event of the show is Riddle going up against Sami Zayn 1-on-1. Basically, Roman Reigns left the arena with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman to go hang out in New York, and he's like, Jay, make sure Sami wins tonight. And Sami Zayn told Jay, he's like, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. Don't worry about it. I don't need your help. But then right after he said that, Riddle got him into the ring. Sami went for the Blue Thunder Bomb, and then Riddle hit an RKO on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn loses to Riddle. So what will the repercussions be for Jey Uso for not interjecting himself into this match to help Sami Zayn win? But then again, Sami did tell him he doesn't need help. I'm interested to see where that's going to go. And then moving over here, it was the main promo of the show, if you will. It was DX, their 25-year anniversary. I can't believe it's 25 years of DX. They came out, Sean Waltman, X-Pac, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Paul Levesque, and Jesse James, the Road Dogg, baby. They all came out. No Billy Gunn, of course, because he's in AEW doing Sesame Daddy Yes. They're doing that gig. So he wasn't there, but they did have a little mention. And Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, Jesse James, he's like, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I want to tag team champions of the world. the Road Dogg, Jesse James. And then he holds up the microphone in the air. He's like, the badass Billy Gunn. The crowd says that because I guess he can't mention the name because I guess AEW have rights to that, or they just didn't want to mention his name, which I understand. And then Corey Graves on commentary, he's like, oh, I heard the other members doing something with office equipment because like scissors. That's what they're doing with the Acclaimed in AEW, which I do find pretty hysterical, but I liked how they mentioned him. But yeah, as far as the reunion goes, it reminded me a lot of Raw 1000, how they came out and did the same thing. But this was awesome. I did enjoy it. And it's good to see these guys in the ring, man, together. Triple H to get in front of the crowd after all this work that he's been doing. Literally, such a beast. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw in the end. I'm going to give this show a solid 4 to 5. Literally a solid show. I want to give it a 5 out of 5 super bad, but the Omos stuff drags it to a 4, as well as the Bayley stuff that also drags it to a 4. But other than that, this was an amazing Monday Night Raw. Like I said, 4 to 5, which is a really good ranking here for BrettO Live. And without further ado, let's get to it and jump into SmackDown. Jumping into Friday Night SmackDown. This was a really good Friday Night SmackDown. I pleasantly enjoyed this show. They opened with a bang. Opening with a car accident, dude. I haven't used these wrecking vehicles in a weekend review setup in a freaking while, so it's good to see I'm back here in the weekend review setup. There's another one back there in real life. It was actually, I believe it was a Porsche, and then it was a Ram 1500 maybe, but there were two. Anyways, there was a car accident outside of the arena, and Karrion Kross was involved with that car accident. He must have been in one of the cars with Scarlett because he was all bloody, and then out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere and just starts beating the hell out of Karrion Kross. I'm like, what? Was Drew involved with this car accident as well, or was it just Kross and Scarlett? I'm not 100% positive, but he started beating his ass right after he got out of that car. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going all out. You know what I'm saying? He attacked him after a car accident? Even if he wasn't involved, that's still insane. So I'm interested to see what's going on with this car incident. I guess they said they're looking into it, so I'm looking forward to see like the backstory of what happened there. And then, of course, moving to our opening match, it was Sami Zayn going one-on-one with Kofi Kingston. This was a really decent opener. I enjoyed this match pleasantly. We did have Jey Uso on ringside as well as Xavier Woods. They did post factors in the results of this match. Of course, Tribal Chief did call Sami Zayn in the Bloodline before the match, and he said, Jey, make sure Sami gets the win this week just like he was supposed to last week. So, Jey made sure, or on Monday Night Raw, I should say, and then Jey made sure Sami got the victory by pushing the leverage of Kofi Kingston, so then Sami Zayn would be pinning Kofi, and then Sami Zayn was able to pick up the victory due to Jey Uso. But then later in the night, Sami's like, oh, that was all me. I didn't get help from anybody. And Solo's like, I didn't see anything. I agree with Sami. I'm like, oh my gosh. So Sami Zayn beats Kofi Kingston alone, according to himself. But obviously, Jey was a big factor in him winning, which I did like. They're bonding a little bit more, which I think is pretty cool. Over here was Braun Strowman going up against two local competitors, two random dudes. He decked them, obviously, but that wasn't really the focus of the little thing here. Of course, Omos and MVP, they walked down the ramp, or not the ramp, they walked down the stairs of the arena itself in the crowd, and they were walking down. They stand by the barricade as Braun Strowman was kicking the crap out of two dudes. He pinned both of them, and then Omos and MVP sort of just stood there and like, yeah, you have no chance up against Omos. So they're definitely setting up a match in the future, which I guess I'm looking forward to. I think Braun will end up winning, but I am looking forward to this monster mash of a match. Moving over here is a 6-woman tag team match. It was Roxanne Perez from NXT going up against teaming up with Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi Blackheart to go up against Damage Control. This was a pretty decent tag team match. Of course, Roxanne Perez picking her tag team partner for NXT coming up this Tuesday, and she chose Raquel Rodriguez. Pretty good choice. And yeah, they went up against Damage Control. Like I said, match wasn't too bad. In the end, we did see Bayley pin Roxanne Perez to win the match. I was like, okay. Nothing really too crazy here. Damage Control kind of just won. Moving over here, it was Fantasmo. Wait, no. What? It's like Delgado El Fantasmo. It says on the back of his pants. Legado del Fantasma. They came out. Selena Vega, Santos Escobar, and the two other guys, they all came out. They had a little tag team match up against Hit Row, and they were able to pick up the victory pretty cleanly, which I was actually kind of surprised. I'm surprised Hit Row didn't, get the best of them. But yeah, they were able to beat Hit Row. Pretty basic tag team action right there. Moving over here, it was LA Knight going up against his former tag team partner, Mansoor. Of course, I only have a Mace figure, or a Mace figure, so I thought I'd throw him out here. But yeah, LA Knight did go up against Mansoor, and it was a pretty decent match. I did enjoy it. LA Knight, after the match, after he beat Mansoor, or Mansois, he grabbed the microphone and he was like, I don't need all these people screaming my name, basically just saying that he's going to be a heel, which I'm looking forward to. He's an absolute beast, and he could really move around in that ring, so I'm really looking forward to see what LA Knight is going to do in the future. He put the entire SmackDown roster on notice, which I would definitely be on the notice for freaking LA Knight. The man's a beast. Moving over here, Sonya Deville was being interviewed backstage, and she started talking trash about Liv Morgan. She shouldn't have done that because Liv Morgan came out of nowhere and took her out backstage and then sent her through a table with another senton off a scaffolding, showing that Liv Morgan's going a little crazy. She was going a little crazy. She was laughing, similar to what she was doing after she lost the title at Extreme Rules. So I guess she's gone a little crazy, and now if you say one bad thing about her, she'll kick your ass. She sent Sonya Deville through a table. That was awesome. Moving over here is my favorite match of the night. It was a fatal four-way match to determine who will contend Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Who will become the number one contender? It was Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, Ricochet, and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline, in a fatal four-way to determine that winner. And I thought Solo Sikoa had this one. I thought for sure it was going to be Solo Sikoa. It was an amazing match. Bloodline tried to get involved to help Solo Sikoa pick up the victory, but then the Brawling Brutes came out, Ridge and Butch. They came out to even the odds. But then in the ring, it was Rey Mysterio and Ricochet, and then Rey Mysterio was able to drop the 619, drop the dime with the frog splash, and Rey Mysterio was able to pick up the victory, and he's going to be facing Gunther for the IC title. So happy about it. Rey earlier in the show wanted to quit, going from quitting to joining the SmackDown roster, and now he's the Intercontinental Champion, or can possibly be the Intercontinental Champion if he beats Gunther, which that is easier said than done. We'll see what happens with that, but I love how Rey was able to pick up this big, much-needed victory here on SmackDown. Moving over here was Bray Wyatt in the main promo of the show, if you will, and he came out, his little, very similar entrance to it that he did at Extreme Rules. He came through the door with the light, and he walked down to the ring with the lantern, put the lantern on the floor after he blew it out, and then he grabbed the microphone, and he talked out of character. It seemed like the man was out of character. We were talking to Windham Rotunda. He was out there center of the ring, thanking the fans for the ovation, thanking the fans for being with him when he was at his lowest point. And wow, what a promo Bray cut here. Like I said, when I say he was out of character, I really feel like he was out of character here. But then, right as he was talking, nearing the end, that figure showed up on the Titantron again with the mask, and I think it's Bray Wyatt, but just with a split personality, similar to The Fiend and Bray Wyatt in the Funhouse. I think it's another split personality thing, but I could be wrong. Maybe somebody's just controlling Bray. I don't know, but the guy in the mask popped up on the entrance stage, and then it cut to the buzzard again, and then the show ended. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? They are really keeping it a mystery, and I'm interested to see what is going to happen with Bray Wyatt. It's really good, dude. I really enjoyed that promo. But yes, guys, that was SmackDown. That was Raw setup style. In the end, I'm going to give SmackDown a solid 3 out of 5. I thought this was an amazing show. I really enjoyed it. Decent action, decent storytelling. Let me know what you guys thought about the show down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.